I mean, it was surreal, because you've been dreaming about, I've been dreaming about this since I was, a little girl. So to actually have it become a reality, it was incredible. Definitely. I mean, it's been a fight this whole time, and it's going to be a fight at this next level too. And so it's just keep working, keep putting in, what I've been doing so far. I did not do any of the draft camps or tryouts or anything like that. I just kind of let the process work for itself. I had a few ideas of who to expect, but I honestly had no idea who was actually going to take me. So, but I'm really happy that Seattle, decided to take a chance with me, and it's an amazing opportunity.
Who was the first people? I'm sure your phone's been going off the hook. So, talk about who called you and who you were with at the time. Talk about just the moment when you got the phone call.
I mean, well, we had a little draft party, here at ORU last night, and we were watching it on ESPN3, and it went to commercial break, and it comes back, and we looked up on the screen, and it was like, I was the number 20th pick, and we were like, what? When did that happen? So, it was just the staff, some of the players, and my family here. And then I got back last night to my house, and the coach called me, and I mean, it was awesome. So, I mean, everybody was really happy. I think, we were waiting for so long, and then it finally happened. I think everybody was like, oh my gosh, like, thank goodness, it finally, happened. But I've never been to Seattle, but I've heard it's awesome. So, it looks like there's a great group of girls that I'm going to be, working with, and the coaching staff seems awesome. So, I mean, it's going to be cool to be able to experience that, and, in a city as well, like Seattle.
And they got I think, number 1 and number 3 picks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's going to have a lot of new players there. A team that's, on the rise. They've always been good. Had it down here last year, but, they're on the rise, and you're part of that.
Yeah, it's exciting. She's brought in, 4 rookies, and, it's going to be an opportunity, because they need players to step in and, have an impact. Yeah, I'm sure. I've already had people saying, okay, I'm coming when, you guys make it to Tulsa. Make sure I'm on that list. I'm like, okay, I don't know how many I'll get, but we'll try to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, 5 years, total with college ball. And, at the beginning, I always dreamed, of playing professionally and being drafted to the WNBA. And at one point, it looked like it was never going to happen. And so, after this season and the opportunity I had here at ORU, I mean, to be able to end and then begin a new journey this way, I mean, it's surreal.
Think you're gonna be
We've had a lot of players that have gone out and played professionally, but just not in the WNBA and not in that league. And it's a great milestone. I'd like to say, with Vicky representing us as the first one to come out of our ORU program, I'm excited for our ORU community is such a good basketball community, and so I'm excited for all of our fans and all of our supporters to be able to continue to watch her. But I think you don't go into the start of a season trying to create a WNBA player, but I think that's a great testimony to the work that Vicky's put in and her consistency. And and I was telling her even last night, it takes a lot of courage to come in and have one season to do what she did for us this year. Just to be the new face in the crowd and coming in for the very first time, and you kind of have a one and done shot at it. And that very courage that made Vicky so successful for us this year in her 5th year is exactly what's going to carry her on to the next level also. So we just continue to have high expectations. I think she's an overcomer, and she's a great example of what perseverance can reward you with at the end. So we're super excited for her.
She said she got no calls. Did you get any calls from any coaches?
We did as a staff. We fielded a couple, and so, but you don't try to rely on those or put too much emphasis on them. But we definitely knew there was going to be interest. We were told by some of the coaches in the league that she's absolutely going to get drafted, and so that's why we were excited to kind of see what last night would bring. But just like Vicky was sharing, it was a surprise to all of us how it's actually going to fall out, because there's so many different scenarios that come down the wire. So that was a learning experience for me as a coach and for us as a staff, but it was it's not only great for Vicky last night, but I've got a couple of members of our staff, and Coach Yankovic and Coach Samuels, who have just been so fantastic in working with her day in and day out throughout the season, and they're probably more like big brothers to her now than coaches. But just been a great bonding thing for our staff too, to have a player of Vicky's caliber that our staff could really try to help her boost her, to what her goals were going to be after this season.
Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks.